Welcome to Sanctuary Sunday service. Our service will begin shortly. If you're joining us on YouTube, join the conversation in the live chat and tell us where you're watching from today. If you'd like to participate in the full service discussion, you can join us live on Zoom using the Sunday service link at sanctuary.org. We'll begin our service just a few minutes. Hey, Joan.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm fine,
It's,
thanks.
it's nice to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
Are you up north or down south?
I'm in Kentucky.
Okay,
How about
nice.
you?
I am currently in Kentucky. I've been traveling back and forth to Florida
Uh-huh.
the last 4 weeks. Um, I had a passing in the family.
Oh,
So I
sorry.
thankfully I have the flexibility to be down there. But it makes for a long, we drove, so long
Yeah,
days in the
a
car.
long. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
So was
happy.
it someone close to you?
My grandfather.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, um, yeah, I don't get to go down and visit as often as I'd like. And so death allows agency.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's been nice to spend time with my family that is down there
Uh-huh.
and help them navigate it. So, how's Kentucky treating you? We've gotten so many storms.
I know. It's so, my sister's up in Michigan and I guess it's even been hotter up there. Um, But yeah, we've been getting a lot of rain. I've been away also, and I came back, and my yard is like a jungle.
Yeah. Yeah, our flowers, we've been working hard on our yard as well with the flowers, and they're just popping off right now. So along with that is the extra grass and weeds that you don't want to is also popping off.
Right, right.
Well, I'm glad to see you.
Yeah, and you.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
Good morning, Steph.
Good morning.
I'm gonna just get some here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning. Breathing in and breathing out.
Yeah, I'll take this moment to welcome everyone to Sanctuary. Our service will begin shortly. If you're joining us on YouTube, um, join the conversation in the live chat and tell us where you're watching from today. If you'd like to participate in the full service discussion, you can join us live on Zoom using the Sunday service link at sanctuary.org.
My camera lens is very much like my eyeglasses. Looks like it's covered in Vaseline. Oh, sorry about that.
Hey, you've got this nice glow. Uh,
Yes, there we
I'm
go.
grateful for the blur, the automatic blur.
It's yeah, mine is too.
Yeah,
Just, just gross.
camera well
It's fine.
loved. Camera
Yeah,
well
evidently.
loved.
Hands not washed. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna mute now before I say anything else.
Okay.
But good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning. Hey, Johnny, Elizabeth. Good morning.
Morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
I think it may be as humid here as it is there, Johnny.
We got a breeze today here, though. That's good.
Well, we don't. Then you're better than us.
Yeah, it's gonna warm up. We've been lucky a couple of days with that. We got a high pressure thing.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my sister lived in New Orleans and I went once in August, and that was a very bad move.
August in New Orleans gets very lethargic and very slow. It's like
Yep.
the last few twisted turns of a wrecked life in a wet drainage ditch with mosquitoes. And then comes the wheel starts turning again in September with school and holidays, and it just
Yeah.
by Mardi Gras, it's whaling, Jazz Festival,
Yeah.
spring, it's really going. And now,
Yeah.
right now is a significant slowing. Dog days of summer.
Yeah. And it truly is. And it's sort of like the inverse. It's here, you have those days in January and February where you're just like, it's dark, it's cold.
All right.
You
Yeah.
just and that's what you do in July and August.
Right. Yeah. And then the miracle of spring. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So good to see you though. And
Every,
everybody. Yeah.
everyone.
Welcome.
Johnny, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. We're a few minutes out
Yeah.
from.
Yeah. You got it?
Yep. Easy peasy on my end. I know the phones can be tricky, tricky. Yes, I've been trying to take full advantage of the siesta vibes that I'm feeling and allow them. I'm allowed to rest. Good morning, everyone. Welcome.
Morning.
In just a couple minutes. Right. I'm gonna start pausing the music and put
And
us
allow for that pregnant pause.
to enter full screen. All right. Are we ready, Cindy?
Almost. I'm typically late, so I'm gonna give it another, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 seconds. So that
I'm eager beaver over here. It's been a
yeah,
while
evidently.
since I led slides, so I'm like, okay, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll get some of this a little slower at logging in. So I'm just giving it a few moments because, I'm just really excited to see all of you all joining, and Athena and I are taking the reins this morning. I'll be leading discussion, and Athena is going to be doing all the heavy lifting. So um, we just want to welcome everyone and meet you where you're at. And hopefully it's a pleasant place, at least. So back to you,
Oh, oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you
Athena.
for the pause. And I'm gonna pass it right over to you, Cindy, to
Okay.
welcome us.
Okay. And I want to, yeah, welcome you and to share our vision and mission, which are solely supported by the generosity of you, our members, and your donations are essential to the continuance of our community. And if you value what Sanctuary brings to the world, we ask that you donate. It's sanctuary.org/donate today. Thank you.
And as Cindy mentioned, my name is Athena, and I'll be helping to guide today's service. We're especially glad to have those joining us for the first time, whether you're here live with us on Zoom or joining through our YouTube live stream. Your presence adds to the joy of this gathering. And if you're watching on YouTube, we invite you to join the conversation in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from today. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. So it's hot and humid. For those joining us on Zoom, feel free to turn on your video. We love to see your faces when you're in community with us, if you'd like, so we can see one another. Um, Sanctuary Church is a faith-based organization. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from both the prehistoric use by our ancestors and the personal experiences of our modern members you see here today. Sacred mushrooms are among the greatest sacraments nature offers, raising our awareness so that we may access a direct connection to the source of life. And it is our belief that the consumption of sacred mushrooms is a form of communion that brings us closer to what many know as God, Source, the All, and all the other beautiful names that we connect with. We understand this divine source as pure consciousness, the essence that permeates all being. And in this pure consciousness, we believe the source of creation and the origin of health and well-being lives. Our vision and mission at Psanctuary is to live in a world with supportive and joyful communities, empowered to discover our own divinity with sacred mushrooms and each other. We're here to bring people together for connection to divine revelation through communion with sacred mushrooms. Our mission and vision are solely supported by your generosity, energy. Your donations are essential to the continuance of our community. And if you find value in today's service, we ask that you visit our website and donate today. And now I invite you to take a moment to get comfortable as we begin. And I'm going to share some news and updates. I know the first portion of their service is settling us in and grounding us into our space together. So before we move into our meditation, we want to share a few of the threads that are weaving our community together. And many of you have been a part of that, and those that haven't, we are inviting you to join into that woven thread. First update, registration for our August 28th and 30th Level 1 and Level 2 Deep Dive Ceremony in Kentucky opens the last week of July. If you'd like to join us, please remember that eligibility requires two things. You must have completed at least our Level 1 training program and the Foundations membership course, which is a 4-week self-paced course. If you haven't taken Level 1 yet, now is the perfect time to begin, and you can enroll anytime by visiting the courses page at psanctuary.org. Level 1 is an immersive introduction to developing a spiritually grounded relationship with the mushroom, both in ceremony with others and in the comfort of your own home. The program weaves together the wisdom our founders have gained through decades of experience working with thousands of communicants, ancient spiritual teachings, modern explorations of consciousness, and the quantum field, practical tools for cultivating a safe and intentional, meaningful practice. If you're longing for deeper connection, richer conversations, and a supportive community of fellow practitioners, Level 1 is your next step. Hundreds of members have completed it, including myself, and training and continue gathering to learn, grow, and explore this path together enriches the experiences that we have with the mushroom. And we'd love to welcome you into that community. As someone who I helped found Psanctuary, I have had the pleasure of going through many iterations of our Level 1, and I've heard such wonderful things of this evolving course. So if you've been wondering, is this for me? Check it out. Reach out to a member you know, or our info@psanctuary.org account and ask whatever questions come up for you. The space is always enriching with such beautiful, beautiful souls. And if you have already taken Level 1, consider joining in those courses. You get to continue showing up in those spaces and help the next iteration and cohorts and folks coming through feel welcomed, seen, and heard as a part of our Sanctuary community. And you can find any other events, upcoming events in the public members only calendar by joining our Mighty Networks community at psanctuary.org. Okay, that's most of the heavy lifting. So I'm going to pass this to Cindy, and she's going to get us grounded.
Thank you, Athena, and welcome and good morning. And I want you to find a comfortable position. That's right. I'm watching. Sit with your feet on the floor, cross-legged. You can be laying down. Just allow your spine to be as in line as possible. Rest your hands wherever they feel at ease. If it feels comfortable, gently close your eyes. Take a slow breath in and slowly breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Allow your breathing to return to its natural state. There is nowhere to go, nothing to accomplish. Simply arrive. With every breath, you are being carried rather than carrying yourself. You do not need to become anyone in this moment. You do not need to improve yourself. You only need to be here. Tao says, know the masculine, but keep to the feminine. Notice the places in your life where you strive, achieve, organize, or control. Acknowledge them with gratitude. Gently turn toward another quality within you, the part that listens, the part that receives, the part that trusts. Rest here for a few moments. The Tao says, know the white, yet keep to the black. Bring to mind something in your life that feels uncertain. Rather than trying to solve it, allow yourself to be with it. Notice any impulse to explain, fix, or understand. Let that impulse soften. Carl Jung reminds us, understanding can be a bridge, but not everything is meant to be explained. Some truths are meant to be lived. Bring your attention to a part of yourself that you usually keep hidden. Perhaps it's sadness, fear, anger, shame. Or perhaps it's a forgotten gift, a tenderness, a creativity, a joy you learned to hide. You do not need to change this part. Simply let it know you belong. And again, you belong. Allow this part to hear those words. You belong. Imagine you're holding an uncarved block of wood, simple, whole. Nothing's been taken away. Nothing has been added. It contains countless possibilities because it has not yet become only one thing. Can you recognize that this block is your soul? Beneath every role, every success, every failure, every story you tell yourself, there remains something original, quiet, whole. Rest here for a few breaths. Young writes, the desert is within you. Rather than fearing that inner wilderness, imagine stepping into it. There is silence, there is spaciousness, nothing demanding your performance, only presence. And somewhere in that stillness, the spirit of the depths awaits patiently, not to judge you, not to improve you, only to meet you. Take one more breath in slowly. And as you breathe in, silently say, I welcome all that I am. As you breathe out, I return to what is whole. Let's repeat that. I welcome all that I am. I return to what is whole. Before opening your eyes, notice if there's one image, one word, or one feeling that wishes to stay with you today. Trust that you do not have to understand it completely. Simply carry it with you. Gently deepen your breath. Feel your body supported underneath you. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. And may you walk through this day remembering that your task is not to become perfect, but to become whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. That was really beautiful. And while we're still in this centered space, this whole space, let us all take a few moments to send loving intention to our sacrament and to all who cultivate or commune with these sacred mushrooms. Without these gifts of our Creator and the communion of our members, this community would not exist. Through intention and attention, we call forth the power of the mushroom and the community we have formed around it. Let us use our ever-expanding awareness to bring greater peace through connection to our world. May we radiate gratitude from our hearts to our Creator, our community, and those who nurture and grow our sacrament. In cultivating and consuming this sacrament, we become aware of the oneness of life, the knowing that we live in all things and that all things live in us. May we carry this understanding into all of our relationships and allow it to guide us in our journey as members of the human family. Thank you, everyone. For more than 2,500 years, the Tao Te Ching has offered guidance and insight into the paradox of existence. Because this paradox is so often encountered when communing with our sacrament, we turn to this short book as our primary sacred text. We invite all who feel called to study it further as you explore the mysteries of life. Tao Te Ching, chapter 28, translated by J.H. MacDonald. Know the masculine, but keep to the feminine, and become a watershed to the world. If you embrace the world, the Tao will never leave you, and you become as a little child. Know the white, yet keep the black. Be a model for the world. If you are a model for the world, the Tao inside you will strengthen, and you will return whole to your eternal beginning. Know the honorable, but do not shun the disgraced, embracing the world as it is. If you embrace the world with compassion, then your virtue will return to you the uncarved block. The block of wood is carved into utensils by carving void into the wood. The master uses the utensils, yet prefers to keep to the block because of its limitless possibilities. Great works do not involve discarding substance. Let us take a quiet moment to let these words settle into our hearts. The wisdom of the Tao reminds us that truth often lives in the spaces between words, in the stillness, in the mystery, and in our shared experience. Each Sunday, we read from a different poem or passage selected by our Sunday discussion lead and posted in our Mighty Networks member community. Our rotating text today was selected by Cindy and is The Red Book by C.G. Young, edited by Sonu Shamadas. Funny. After it is read aloud, we'll take 5 minutes for reflection before moving into our open discussion where we'll explore both readings together. And if you're joining us on YouTube, feel free to share in the live chat what words or ideas from the reading resonate with you.
Thank you, Athena. So this is a reading from the Red Book by Carl Jung. The spirit of our time spoke to me and said, "What dire urgency could be forcing you to speak all this?" This was an awful temptation. I wanted to ponder what inner or outer bind could force me into this, and because I found nothing that I could grasp, I was near to making one up. But with this, the spirit of our time had almost brought it about that instead of speaking, I was thinking again about reasons and explanations. But the spirit of the depths spoke to me and said, to understand a thing is a bridge and a possibility of returning to the path. But to explain a matter is arbitrary and sometimes even murder. Have you counted the murderers among the scholars? But the spirit of this time stepped up to me and laid before me huge volumes which contained all my knowledge. Their pages were made of ore, and a steel stylus had engraved inexorable words in them. And he pointed to these inexorable words and spoke to me and said, what you speak, that is madness. It is true. It is true. What I speak is the greatness and intoxication and ugliness of madness. But the spirit of the depths stepped up to me and said, what you speak is, the greatness is, the intoxication is, the undignified, sick, paltry dailiness is. It runs in all the streets, lives in all the houses, and rules the day of all humanity. Even the eternal stars are commonplace. It is the great mistress and the one essence of God. One laughs about it, and laughter too is. Do you believe, man of this time, that laughter is lower than worship? Where is your measure, false measurer? The sum of life decides in laughter and in worship, not your judgment. I must also speak the ridiculous. You coming men, you will recognize supreme meaning by the fact that he is laughter and worship, a bloody laughter and a bloody worship, a sacrificial blood binds the poles. Those who know this laugh and worship in the same breath. After this, however, my humanity approached me and said, what solitude, what coldness of desolation you lay upon me when you speak such. Reflect on the destruction of being and the streams of blood from the terrible sacrifice that the depths demand. But the spirit of the depths said, no one can or should halt sacrifice. Sacrifice is not destruction. Sacrifice is the foundation stone of what is to come. Have you not had monasteries? Have not countless thousands gone into the desert? You should carry the monastery in yourself. The desert is within you. The desert calls you and draws you back. And if you were fettered to the world of this time with iron, the call of the desert would break all chains. Truly, I prepare you for solitude. After this, my humanity remained silent. Something happened to my spirit, however, which I must call mercy. My speech is imperfect, not because I want to shine with words, but out of the impossibility of finding those words. I speak in images. With nothing else can I express the words from the depths. So I invite you to spend 5 minutes in reflection on the following. What if the goal of spiritual life is not to become a better version of yourself, but to become whole enough that every part of you knows it belongs? Or if my life were a work of art instead of a project, what would I do differently? And what if my shadow contains not only wounds, but gifts? So take 5 minutes and journal or reflect upon this, and we will come back afterwards. And I want to invite you to consider, I would like your opinion on this. I was thinking it's kind of nice to have small group discussions, um, because it helps us build and maintain community. However, if you don't like the small group discussions, would you please message me? I just am curious because I want to make sure that everybody gets what they need from our Sunday service. Thank you.
We have about 1 minute remaining. All right, if you'd like to begin wrapping up your thoughts, if you're joining us on YouTube, you're welcome to take a moment to share a word or insight in the live stream chat. And we'll begin moving into a moment of reflection with Cindy.
Thanks, Athena. This was, I was really, I just, I guess the Tao reading really spoke to me. And then we are in book club reading the Red Book. And the Red Book contains the drawings, which I can't afford the copy, but I have seen the copy because a friend of mine's father has one. With the illustrations and the mandalas the um, and the maps that Carl Jung drew. And so as I'm thinking about this and I'm looking at, the goal of spiritual life, not to become a better version, but to become whole enough that every part of you knows it belongs. I'm I'm thinking all these shadows and I'm thinking about the mushroom space and how perfectly it brings this out. At least that's my experience. I can only speak from my experience. But when I'm in that mushroom space, it's a big. It's like getting hit with a fish across the face. There's no doubt that there are shadows and there are things that I am hiding, and I think that that's what this sort of calls me to do. It's like, so what about me am I hiding and don't want you to know? I mean, it's kind of a it's kind of a thought, why am I afraid? What am I afraid of? You know, that if you knew what I was hiding, is there a disconnection? I mean, will you judge me? Probably. Um, well, I'm judging myself, but I'm just thinking about this and thinking about how there are so many things that we hide. You know, I was thinking about like within my family, I am more secure in who I am than my sister, who is always trying to please someone. Now, there are reasons for that. I could never please. So I quit and just adapted. And she was compelled to constantly work at trying to get the attention or trying to get approval. And the darker side for not for my complacency, is that I didn't work very hard. And I kind of am a sloth in some ways. And that's neither good nor bad, but it definitely needs to be seen. And so I started thinking about this, if my life was a work of art instead of a project, okay, it's not a list. I'm not checking things off. I mean, I've taken students to Europe and it's magic. And then they are like, okay, saw it, checked off, saw went up in the Eiffel Tower, checked it off, did this, checked it off, instead of really being there and noticing exactly how magical it is and the nuts and bolts of it and how it's assembled or whatever. But instead of being in the moment, feeling like we have to, I don't know, accomplish something, or there's someplace we need to be, or something that needs to be done. And so I started thinking about that, and it's like, oh, well, if I wasn't doing it as a project and it was a work of art, it would be more fun and it would be messy. And I wouldn't care what it really looked like. I would just be trying to fix things that were like falling apart and enjoying it. Let's just, it would be fun instead of a checklist. And I thought, well, that's a thought. Not everything can be that, but some things could be. And then I went to, so my shadow's not only wounds, but it's also gifts, because there's a part of me that says that's not really what I should be doing. I shouldn't be playing or enjoying work or whatever it is. And it just sort of, I just started thinking about it and decided, presence is such a big deal. And, it's this inner work, that, it's rooted in grief. But do we have to dwell in the grief? We can acknowledge the grief. We could thank the grief for the lessons it gives us, and we can let it go. And it's not a perfect process. And it's very simple, but it is not easy. And that's why we have this community to support us and remind us that we are connected and that there is no us and them. There is only awareness. And there are people that are far more spiritually advanced or developed than I am. And there are people that are far less developed spiritually than I am. And I don't need to feel contempt for those that are less developed or envy for those that are more developed. We're all on this path. And some days I'm less developed, and I need you to say, you're okay. And then there are those days that I also need to not feel so superior, or need to be reminded that you can humble me, please. Nicely, nicely, please. With kindness. this is all a practice. We're all different. So, it's there's I don't know, it's really pretty exciting. So, and I don't want to go on too long, but I get really excited about this, you know, collective unconsciousness, because this is all of ours. We're all experiencing it. And what we're seeing politically and internationally and locally is this shadow really coming out to remind us that we're one and that we're connected, and what we say and how we treat one another can either forward connection or drive division. And so thank you, community, for allowing my little rant there. And I know that and you all, if you can't stay for the whole time, this is fine. It's really hard to do an hour and a half some Sundays. But I think that putting us into groups of 10 to 15 allows for a little more conversation. Now, you do not, in your groups, you can just say hi. And I just really am not in a space to offer much today. Totally cool. This is like any other group of people you're with. Some take space, some make space. Just be cognizant, um, and hopefully, if you can, turn on your camera just so that we have a face to talk to, because that's kind of sweet. But yeah, so it's smaller. I mean, it's larger groups you know, than just 5 to 7. But is that okay, Athena? Will that work? And if you don't have to stay the whole time, but if you can go in and just at least say hi to the people in your group, that would be really sweet. And just say, gotta run. But yeah. So any questions, thoughts, things that you gotta share before we do that?
Like,
Mm,
all right.
Guess not.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll
So
help
Athena's
us.
going to do this.
Yep.
Actually, Cindy, I was just curious, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the texts are so interesting. I mean, really deep and kind of very kind of, I don't know the word, but they're beautiful, but very like violent almost. And that we have that, and then we have the Tao. And I don't know. I feel sad sometimes because I really like being with the group, and I really like everybody's just like able to kind of just enjoy and share and just listen if they just want to listen. And I have two issues with me. I just feel like I wish we would somehow just ground ourselves each other, talk with the text a little bit so we have a jumping off point, because I think it's so complicated. And I just really would appreciate everybody. This is just me. Maybe people don't, but I just think they're beautiful. The texts that you pick are beautiful. And then the other thing is, it would be lovely to just hear everybody's voices together and stuff. And so, for what it's worth, I feel like the group breaks down and we're sort of then disconnected and stuff. I love we're a small group. We're not a big group, and I just love everybody
Right.
together. So, just a feel.
Yeah. I and
I didn't know how to
Evangeline,
I didn't know how to text to you, so I just.
no, that's okay. I totally get that. And I really appreciate it. And I feel like I agree. And I think Eric does a really great job with doing that. And I have real need, because I know it's smaller. It's only 32 people now, but um I think that more voices, it becomes more conversational in a smaller group. And since we are so remote, that sort of um, is why I like to do it that way. But I want to do a larger, you know, And I don't care, Athena, you can do, 16, so it's just perhaps split it in two.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Oh,
and Stephanie said something like split the time. Yeah, and we can come back at, you know, say 20 after 11 and
bring the groups
share.
together. Okay,
Yeah, why not?
perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And so I am going to help close out our live stream um, by just going over our discussion agreement. We're going to strive to and thrive in welcoming everything. We're going to check our assumptions, own our experience, take a moment and opportunity to reveal our experience, which we just did in real time, honor self and other, and confidentiality by request. If you found value in today's service, we invite you to donate at sanctuary.org today. We also ask that you share insight and feedback on the Zoom survey when you leave, when you exit. There's a pop-up, and that really helps our Sunday service committee co-create this space together. So your insight and feedback helps, and we do look at that. So please take a moment if you feel called to complete that survey. And with that, I am going to stop.